Awesome guys. Hello guys. Thank you for the subscribing. Thanks for the view. Thanks for the likes. I always love your comment and the likes, so I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for keeping up with the Nobuti Fashion channel. On today's video, I will be showing you how you can cut your senator trouser. So this trouser, you can as well use it for your native wear and the likes. So this method is very simple and easy method. You don't need to use so much guess in getting your hip size. So with this method, you don't have any problem any longer cutting your senator trouser. So you can as well use this for the native wear. Although this trouser is not pants trouser, but it's mostly accepted by most clients. So if you are using this as well, you won't have much customer requesting for pants as a normal trouser whenever you want to make a senator trouser for them. So this method is very easy, fast and simple to make your senator trouser. So please guys, don't forget to click on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I drop an amazing video like this again. So let's get started. Thank you. Now this is my material. This is the back of the material. So you lay it in two like this. So this is the factory weaving edge. So lay it in two. Now you can see that this edge is not straight, so I'm cutting out this edge first. So now this is the measurement that I'm using. The length is a 42, this is the waist 35, this is the thigh 24, the knee is a 19, then ankle 14. That's the hem of the trouser. So now I will apply 2 inches upward, which is for the folding allowance at the upper part of the trouser. Now roll the 2 inches. Apply the normal length size, which is a 42. So then the folding allowance under is I use 2.5 for the folding allowance. So now measure 42 here again and apply the folding allowance again, which is a 2.5. So now the crotch is the waist divided by 4 plus 3 or plus 4. So depending on how fitted you want the waist to be, the crotch to be. So now my waist now is a 35 divided by 4. So that's a 8.7, right? So now 8.7 plus, I'm using 4 here, so that's 8.7 plus 4 give me 12.7. So this is my crotches for the trouser now. So you can see the difference between this one and the pant drive the other time. What I'm adding here is more than the one that I added on the pants trouser. So the reason is that normal native trouser do come down than the pants trouser. The crotches on the normal trouser is shorter than the cutting the native trouser. So that's why I had a 3 or 4 inches. So on this one now, I want it to be free, so I'm adding a 4 inches to this one. So now my crotches now is a 12.7. So I measure 12.7 on this trouser. So now from here, I'm measuring from here, not from the upper parts. Now I'm not measuring from the upper parts. This is the folding allowance for the trouser. So I'm measuring from here. So measuring 3.7 now. So this is 3.7, 12.7 rather. Yeah, I'm measuring 12.7. This 12.7. So roll it out. This is the crotches line for the trouser. So this is normal native trouser, not English trouser. If it is English trouser now, it will be reduced than this. Now is to get the hip line. So the next thing is to get the hip line. So this is how to get the hip line. So hip line now, it's a waist divided by 4 plus 3 or plus 3 and a half. So you can get this on the previous, it's the same method, mostly the same method on the way I cut my normal trouser. So the waist now is a 35 divided by 4, giving us a 8.7. So this, on this place now I'm using 3 plus 3. So this depends on how fat or how big the person is. So with this now, 35, this waist now, still on an average waist, I'm using a 3. If it is from 30 downward, I will use a plus 2.5. So that's what I will add to my whatever I get here. So if it is from 30 downward, I normally use 2.5. So from like 25, from like 20, from our waist 20 downward, I normally use 2 inches to add to the waist. So this waist now, let me repeat it again. This waist now is a 35. So 35 divided by 4 plus 3. This is average waist, 35. Not too big and not too small. So I'm using a 3 for this. So this gives me 8.7. So in no way will you first add 35 plus 3. No, don't do it like that, please. Approach this. Let's go to our rudiment of board mass. So we are seeing that what we learned in school is not a waste. So according to board mass, the bracket first, then this is off, raised to power. Division come before multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. So this now, according to our board mass, division will come first. So whatever you have here, you have to divide first. So 35 divided by 4, before we now have a addition, which come after multiplication. So we now add a 3 to it. But the reason why I'm explaining this is that if you add, please, I'm going to mathematics now, I'm very sorry for that. So if you add a 35 plus 3, you now divide it by 4, you get wrong answer. Let's do that. So 35 plus 3, that's a 38. 38 divided by 4 now. Let's say you now divide this by 4. What will you get? You will have a 9.5. So now let's see the difference. So 35 divided by 4 give us 8.7 plus 3. So that's a what? That is a 11.7. You can see this is 11.7. Why this gives us 9.5. So in no way will you first add whatever you have before you divide. So don't let us forget our primary, let me say secondary school, I mean mathematics rudiment. So 35 divided by 4 plus 3. So that's 8.7 plus 7 equals to 11.7. So now let's apply that to our 11.7. So let me measure 11.7. So now 11.7. So 11.7 here, 11.7 here. So this is a normal native trouser. You don't need much work. So now for the tie now, whatever you get here, just add 2 inches to it. Don't disturb yourself for the tie. You get a perfect tie. So just add 2 inches to it. So whatever we have here now, this is a 14. No, this is a 13.7. So just add 2 inches to it. So that's 13.7. So now that is our tie line. So now whatever we have here, I want to get my ankle now. So now divide here by 2. This is, let me use 6.7. So this is the front line of the trouser. So the 14 divided by 2 now to give me 3.5. No, 14 divided by 2 is 7. So 7 now, whatever I have now, I will divide the 7 into 2 again. So that's a 3.5. So I'll place the 3.5 here now at the center of the line. So now this 3.5, so chalk 7 here. This is to allow me to have a straight line as in whenever I iron my trouser, so that this get up we fall to the center of the trouser. So if you are not getting this, you can as well watch the way I cut my pants. So I explain deeply on that video. So now let's continue. So the nail now is a 19. So but I want to get the nail line first. So this is the nail. To get the nail now, this is a 29. From the crotches to the hemline now is a 29. So 29 divided by 2, that's a 14 and a half. So 14 and a half now, I will add 2 inches upward. I'm following the same way that I cut my trouser. So now the nail now is what? Is a 19. So 19 divided by 2 will give me 9.5. So next thing now is to connect the line. So but I'll first rule this place upward a bit, straight upward. Rule this. You can see that I'm not getting anything here yet. So the tie, you can see that I'm not calculating my tie yet, but I'll do that when I'm cutting the back. Here now I want to shape the flap here. So just can use free hand, can as well use this French cuff to do that. So now there's something that I normally do here that distinguish my native trouser from others. So now from here, from this upper part now, measure 3 inches. Measure 3 inches and roll it out. Then measure 7 here. And 2 inches, 2 inches. So just roll it straight. Then so I will show you how this will come out after we cut our trouser. So now the next thing is to cut. So now the next thing is to cut it. So here now, at the nail, I'm adding 2.5. At that part here, I'm adding 2 inches. So adding 3 inches here. So just roll out this place like 2 inches. Yes. So now let's connect the line. So we first run this place upward straight. And you apply your cuff. Same thing there. So now I want to confirm my, which is a 24 before I cut. So 24. Now here now I'm leaving a sewing allowance here, which is half here. I'm also leaving sewing allowance here. So I'm having 11 and a half here now. I'm having 11 and a half here now. So from there now, I'll place my 11 and a half again on that half. Then here now, it's giving me what? Giving me 25. It's giving me 25. So what I need to do now is to adjust. So this is, let me measure it down a bit. So the sewing allowance here now after I weave and everything, ended up chop off some. So this is 24. So that is how to get your so what is this? So now this is the front panel. This is the front. You see, and this is the back. So with this method, you can see the way I leave this place. So I will drop in another video on explaining how you can sew this, join this place, whereby at the end of the day you have a very nice trouser. So this is how the trouser will come out. This is how we sew the trouser. It's elastic and rope, but at the end we have a flap here, so making it look more or less like a English trouser. So this is how I sew some of my senator trouser, but mostly I use a pant trouser, the way I cut on the previous video that I dropped. So but some people requested for normal native trouser, which they can as well use on this thing on a senator dress. So that's why I'm dropping this video. So this is how I cut for my native trouser. So thanks for watching from this video. Please click on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell. Thank you guys and stay blessed.